Hi everyone, I'm Julie and I'm from Ohio, and I thought I would make a little video today. I don't know how long it'll be, um, but this week is the NEDA week, or National Eating Disorders Association Awareness Week, and this is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And so I just thought I would shine some light about eating disorders, about positive body image, and the grace of Jesus, and that has freed me from my past. So let's get started. Let's just say this is not my comfort zone. I don't like to talk about my past of having disordered eating and body dysphoria, but it's something that if I can share my story and be a light to someone who is struggling, then it is totally worth it. And I want to bring my darkness, the stuff in my past, and bring it to light, because that is when there's true healing. So let's get started. So I was thinking about when I started having body image issues, and I think it all started growing up, social media, TV, commercials. It has a stigma of being skinny. Well, when I was younger, it was all about being skinny. And I remember in third grade in the girls' bathroom, there was a girl who was like, "Oh, I weigh 50 pounds. What do you weigh?" And I looked at her, and I didn't know. I didn't know what I weighed. Didn't think it was that big of a deal. But then, I thought about it, and, I didn't know. I guess it didn't really fathom me. So there was that time. But even, growing up, my mom would talk about how I would wear slim jeans, because I was tall and skinny and lanky when I was little. That's what they would always say. People would come up to me, "Oh, look at her, she's so tall and skinny." And yeah, my mom would be like, "Oh yeah, we have to find kids slims or whatever that had the waistband in the middle on the side or whatever, so you can pull it tighter." So I mean, even those phrases back then, being tiny, skinny, thin, having to be on slim jeans, that's something that I always heard growing up. So I assumed hey, that's the best, because people would comment to me because I was taller, that, "Oh, you're gonna be a model, you're gonna be a volleyball player, you're gonna do amazing things." And so I correlated that with being skinny and tall. So, even just growing up with hearing those terms kind of was the norm. I'm looking, I have some notes on the side because I get sidetracked. Okay, so that was all that time. So, grew up quote unquote tall and skinny until I hit 4th, 5th grade. I started putting on some weight, which is normal during puberty. And so, I mean, every kid puts on some weight because it's preparing you to grow, and hormones do that because it's your body getting ready for growth and development. So, I think I was, not that weight matters, but I hit that 100 point, the 100-pound point, which, I mean, now is I can't believe I even thought about that. But girls in class were talking about how they weighed 90 pounds, and I knew that I weighed 100, 105, and for them, it was weird that I weighed over 100 pounds. But I was, again, taller, and that's normal. And weight does not matter. I need to say that weight is not what determines your worth. It is not. But for me back then, that was I wanted to be less than 100 pounds. Why was I above 100 pounds? Or that 3-digit number. It was awful. And then I also heard other guys in my class, the 4th through 6th grade, talking about who the fattest girl was in class, or who was the chunkiest. And I remember just looking around, wondering if that was me, because I weighed more than 100 pounds. Like, these were thoughts that were constantly in my mind. Obviously, they weren't good, they weren't healthy, but it's something that I always thought about. Then 7th grade came around. So by then, I was 5'3". I grew a little bit, but I was still considered a little tall for a 13-year-old. So I remember just people talking about their weight in gym class, and then just some other things. And I knew that I weighed 125 pounds because some relatives were commenting to me and making fun of me because I weighed that much and they weighed less than me. And I remember just getting made fun of all the time because of my weight. And 125 is not a lot. Yet I was getting made fun of because of it. And that's not right. And there needs to be a stop to it, because weight is just a number. But anyway, so I got made fun of a lot. And then 7th grade, that January, I remember just getting on my knees before God and was like, God, somehow make me skinny. Like, literally, I was bawling because I wanted to be skinny, because in this society they want you to be skinny, or like the media tells you that you should be skinny to feel like you have worth. Well, that next month I kind of started developing some health problems, not because of God, because no, that has nothing to do with it, but I just started developing health problems, and I was always in pain. My stomach was always hurting. I would be crying a lot because my stomach was hurting. I got anxious because I didn't know when I was going to get sick from my stomach pain. Pretty much every time I ate, I got sick. So I went to the doctors a lot, and they tried different medicines. They did different testing, allergy testing. I found out I was lactose intolerant, so I started taking lactase enzymes and drinking lactose-free milk, which helped a lot, but I was still having tons and tons of problems with my stomach. So from January or February till June, I lost 20 pounds. I went down to 100 pounds, which is not healthy at all, especially when you're growing, because when you're growing, you don't want to lose weight because then it'll stunt your growth. Plus, it's like such an important time in your growth and development that you should not try to lose weight. But I did because I was super sick. But after that, I lost that weight. The bullying stopped. The comments of me being quote-unquote fat or chubby, they stopped. I literally had people telling me that I needed to go work out because I was getting fat. At the age of 12, 13, these are comments. But those comments stopped when I got skinny. And people were like, oh, you look really good. So we're applauding skinniness. So literally, I'm thinking, okay, so what is beautiful is skinny. To be skinny. That I wasn't beautiful when I had a few more pounds on me, but I was beautiful because I was skinny. I was getting nice comments. Like, do you see what I'm saying here? Correlating good with skinny, bad with a little bit of weight, with being healthy. So that's kind of how some of it really started. So I was correlating healthy with skinny, or not healthy with skinny, but with this video is going to be really messed up. I am so sorry. Plus I talk with my hands, so I'm trying to keep them down. But those comments stopped. Those negative comments. So I thought that was a good thing. But for years I struggled with those health problems, those same health problems I could not help. Doctors didn't know what it was. So from there on, through high school, I was pretty thin. They could say I didn't gain a lot of weight, because of my health problems, but I grew to like 5'8". That's what I am now. So I never did make it to 6 foot. And no, I didn't play sports because that wasn't me. But then some things happened in my life, relationship, and got really comfortable with myself, and so I didn't really have any bad like eating habits or things, but until I got into nutrition dietetic schooling, I was becoming a registered dietitian, and through that schooling we learned about food and the food science and the cellular level of how food is processed in your body. But along with that, there's a lot of people who have disordered eating patterns in that field. And I realized that, like, I had a time where I was eating a banana and carrots, and someone told me that I shouldn't be eating that because it contained too much sugar. Or that I shouldn't eat a cutie because there's GMOs in it. So then I had there's another disorder that's not yet classified, where you clean eat and you get fascinated on that. And if you get so obsessed that you get anxious when you eat something that may contain unpurity, I can say. So I started getting a little fixated on that, and because it was constantly around me in that major. But then I was able to get out of that major because I realized that nursing was my calling from God. And so after almost finishing that, my bachelor's in that, I totally switched a year and a half ago to nursing, which was a godsend. But I'm still actually continuing to relearn how to eat because there's so many things that are put into your mind that it takes a while to undo all those things. So a year and a half ago, my problems with my stomach were completely healed. I had appendicitis, and they think that I had it chronically for all those years, and that it would inflame, and it was complicated to try to explain it to me. But basically, I had chronic appendicitis, and they took my appendix out, and literally since that day on, I haven't had that pain. I haven't had nausea, and I haven't had anxiety because my body was basically in a state of infection, and all that's gone. So praise God. But also that kind of triggered some other things for me. After surgery, I lost some weight, and I kind of liked that. I kind of liked, losing a few pounds here and there. And not that I have a scale, because I don't have a scale, but when I went to the doctor for my appointments, like I went for the day that I had my surgery, and they weighed me then for the anesthesia, and then the post-op appointment, they weighed me, and I lost like 6 pounds, which is crazy. But that happens when you have surgery. But that kind of triggered like, hey, this is kind of nice. But I had my appetite back, and that I didn't have for a long time. And that kind of triggered in me that I could gain weight because I'm hungry, because I'm not chronically sick anymore. So it's, for me right now, it's kind of trying to find balance. Like, I know I need to feed myself, and that's what I'm doing. It's okay to indulge. It's okay to be totally full. It's okay to eat when you are hungry, and to satisfy that hunger. That I don't need to be eating 3 salads every day. That I don't need to be eating just pure foods. That it's okay if I want to sit down and have 10 Oreos. I mean, a girl's got to do what the girl's got to do, and you can dip them in peanut butter, which is amazing. I have a book, which I don't know if it's in my drawer. And I got it this last summer, and it's opened my eyes because I needed to relearn how to eat. Because I know that sounds stupid, but I actually had to learn how to read. And it's called intuitive eating. I know it's backwards, I think, but definitely highly recommend it. It talks about, to eat when you're hungry, to listen to your body. Go figure. I guess normal people do that, but it actually has to take relearning. It talks about not dieting, to honor your hunger, to make peace with food, to eat what you want to eat. Challenge the food police, feel your fullness, discover your satisfaction factor, cope with your emotions without using food, and respect your body. And those are all critical things that you have to take in for yourself when you're dealing with food and making peace with food. But honestly, you can do all of these things, but most importantly, my factor in my life is my relationship with God. That is the only thing that could get me through this and so many other things that I've been through in my life. My relationship with God has transformed my life, especially these last 2 years. I can truly say that my relationship with Christ has gone so deeper, and I would not change that in the whole world. I can do all these self-help books. I can go to dietitians. I can go to doctors. I can go to psychiatrists. But ultimately, my peace with my body and with food comes from God. My identity is found in Christ, and He has called me beautiful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that is what matters, because the Lord has made me beautiful. He knit me together in my mother's womb, and that's in Psalms 139. You can read about that, and some other things that I've done to remind myself is on my mirrors in my room, I have Bible verses of truth. So then when I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I want to nitpick something, I can stop. I can capture those thoughts and renew them with truth, and that is the most important thing. So, yeah, that's basically my story. If you have any questions, you can totally comment, and I'll probably put my email on there maybe, and you guys can send me questions, or you can comment on the Instagram link too if you're seeing this from Instagram. Alright, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I'll be praying for all of you who are watching this video. Also, go follow Healthy is the New Skinny. They are amazing. It's all about positive body image and loving yourself and your body that God has given you. Alright, bye.